has grown substantially in recent years. How will you balance neighborhood safety such as policing and fire services while protecting the character of the community?
Are we,
Mhm.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First of all, I would do the most important thing, in my opinion, and that is to meet with the department heads of the fire department and the police department and listen to them. And I'm all about first responders, supporting them, making sure that they have all the resources that they need for the protection of our citizens in our neighborhoods and streets. So communicating, an open line of communication with them and listening to them, because they obviously have more experience than I do. So I would need to talk to them and have an open line of communication and listen to their ideas if anything needs to be tweaked or adjusted.
So, Kentucky Park and other public spaces are important community centers. How would you ensure they remain safe, accessible, and inviting for all residents?
You have to keep an eye on everything as far as when you say safe, obviously police presence. Make sure it's lit up at night if you want to walk or be outside in the evening. And just staying out in public and just doing your due diligence by inspecting and just keeping an eye on all the parks and make sure everything's maintained and kept up to standards.
What initiatives would you propose to strengthen relationships between law enforcement and the community, especially in underrepresented neighborhoods?
Repeat that one more time. I'm sorry.
Of course, no problem. What initiatives would you propose to strengthen relationships between law enforcement and the community, especially
Right.
in underrepresented neighborhoods?
Well, you could have get-togethers or have, I don't want to say festivals, but you could have like get-togethers where the police sets up at a local park, like we were just talking about earlier, and invite the community out to get to know the police officers and just working together with the police and the residents themselves.
Okay, so now we're going to go to the next section, which is growth and development. Northport is experiencing development pressure, including sports facilities near Kentucky Park. How will you guide future growth to benefit residents while protecting cultural and natural assets?
Well, I'm all for responsible growth, and I think the River Run Park is a great asset, and I'm hoping that we have things that spin off there, such as retail, shopping, lodging, but do it in a way to where, like you said, the neighborhoods and the people around that are not, their neighborhoods are not, so to speak, taken away from them as well. And you'd have to meet with everybody and give everybody a seat at the table to talk and give their ideas as well.
How do you plan to involve residents in planning decisions such as zoning, park redevelopment, or mixed-use projects to ensure transparency and trust?
All right, so say that one more time, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. How do you plan to involve residents in planning decisions such as zoning, park redevelopment, or mixed-use projects to ensure transparency and trust?
Well, all meetings should be live streamed, no matter where it is, behind chambers, planning or zoning, and you should do the most important thing. You should listen. If they bring up concerns, listen, and then get with the council and make the best informed decisions based on the citizens' voices.
Okay. What strategies would you implement to attract sustainable businesses and investment, especially in underutilized areas like downtown?
Simple, I would recruit. And I'm not just saying have something out there and put it out there, see if it works. It's got to go with that part of the city. But you have to recruit because if your city isn't growing, I really believe you're dying. So we have to recruit.
Okay, so we're halfway done. Now we're going to get into the education portion. 3 questions. First question. Our teachers face budget cuts, high turnover, and mental wellness challenges. What role would the mayor's office play in supporting local schools and educators?
Constant communication with the principals. I've already made this public, my pledge, is if elected mayor of Northport, I will be donating my entire first year salary back to local schools, and I will be reaching out, if elected, to each principal where it could benefit their library or their science department, what have you, because there's so many needs. So we have to do our part, and that's what I would do. You have to have a line of communication with the principals, because that's what they do. They run their schools.
Okay. How would you collaborate with the Tuscaloosa School District, parents, and community groups to address teacher retention, classroom size, and student well-being?
Forums, open communication, and again, you got to talk like adults, have adult conversations, and reach out to those communities and those schools that are struggling. And if they need our help, find out what the solution is. They know more than we do, so don't try to do their job. Ask for open communication and conversations and listen to them for their problems.
Okay, last question on this segment. What educational or training partnerships do you envision between the city and institutions like Shelton State and the University of Alabama to better prepare students for the local job market?
Well, that's a good question. Shelton State, like you just said, would be an awesome person or awesome community college to reach out with and try to come up with some kind of program with the seniors, juniors, maybe even start in 10th grade, so that you can teach them trade jobs, anything that could keep them employed, maybe in working here in Northport for, to raise a family with as well. That's what I would do, to try to reach out to maybe a trade school like Shelton, and come up with some programs where we can start the kids out 10th, 11th grade, get ready for the real world.
Okay, last segment, money and economy. With limited municipal budgets, how would you prioritize spending between investment in economic growth and maintaining essential services?
Essential services are important. So I would obviously have a sit down with the budget and look at it. If there's any unnecessary spending, sometimes you have to cut from the fat. And what I mean by that is, if you have 8 apples coming in and you have 10 apples going out, you've got to make an adjustment. So that's all a numbers game that you would have to look at and trim it up if it needs to be trimmed.
We're almost done. We got only two more questions. So, can you share any specific proposals for increasing Northport's revenues, whether through grants, smart economic development, or public-private partnerships without raising taxes?
You just said it, grants. We have great grant writers here, so that would be number one. And then hopefully off of these new projects like the River Run Park, we can get more spinoffs. And when you have spinoffs like restaurants, lodging, that's going to increase revenue. And with revenue, you can have resources. Without growth and revenue, you don't have the resources.
Okay, last question. What is your strategy for ensuring that new economic opportunities such as developments near Kentuck Park or downtown provide benefits across all Northport neighborhoods?
All right, so repeat that one more time. I'm sorry.
Of course. What is your strategy for ensuring that new economic opportunities such as developments near Kentuck Park or downtown provide benefits that are equal across all Northport neighborhoods?
Parks like Kentuck, I would probably say dedicated. And when you dedicate a park, it cannot be sold without a vote from the citizens. So I would I would suggest stuff like that to protect parks that are part of historic Northport.
All right, that's it.